Hey guys, want to show your support to the channel and get some awesome rewards at the same time? Then go check out my Patreon page where at whatever tier you choose that fits your budget, you'll get plenty of rewards such as updates and announcements on the regular, exclusive sneak peeks of my videos before they go up online, get yourself credited, and receive a special shout out at the end of my videos and more. Go to patreon.com/AckleyAttack44227TV to start pledging today. And don't forget to also check out and consider gifting me any items I have listed on my Amazon wishlist and even supporting me on my Streamlabs tipping page that'll also help support the channel directly. Links are in the description box below as well as on my link tree for you to check out. Thank you and enjoy today's video. Take care.
Hey guys, this is AckleyAttack4427 here, and welcome to another episode of WTPU, aka What the Pickup? Now, as you may recall, in the last episode of the show, which you can see right down over here, I talked about my brand new ring light set that I got off of Amazon a long time ago, to which I did serve as a replacement to, of course, my old one that I used beforehand, to which actually did put into good use. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really impressed on how well it actually turned out for sure, especially for the fact that I've actually used it in many of my recent short form videos that I actually posted onto, of course, my TikTok, my Facebook and Instagram Reels, and even my YouTube Shorts, I'm not gonna lie, so yeah, either way, I'm really impressed on how well it actually turned out for sure, and yeah, if you have seen any of my short form videos that I actually put up whenever I'm not making any long form videos as of now, you would definitely know that I've actually put it to a good use for sure, so yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front, so yeah, if you want to check that episode out for yourself, then don't worry about a thing. There's a card over there over at the top right corner of the screen, as well as, of course, the link to it down in the description box below, so yeah, whichever you prefer, go right ahead, I'll wait till you come back. Yeah, take all the time you need. I'll be here by the time you come back for sure. In fact, yeah, I'll just be here right up until you return somehow. So yeah. Yeah, I guess pretty much from what I could gather, I think it makes sense for me to actually pretty much use it for my recent TikTok videos for sure. Though I guess, speaking of which, still pretty unconstitutional to try to ban that said app when it literally did nothing wrong. But hey, I'm sure something will be worked out for sure to keep the app going in its entirety. Yeah, I'm seriously blaming our entire country for ignoring the First Amendment. I mean, hello? Freedom of speech? Anybody forgotten about that? Why doesn't the US government ever listen to me? I mean, it would have been so easy. But I'm getting way too ahead of myself. Alright, I guess even though you did already see the last episode of this show, we might as well go ahead and start up this episode as we normally do. Well, I guess it has been some time since after I posted the last episode for sure. And I do indeed apologize if I didn't get one out during March, right around last month for sure, because, well, I was actually quite sick for sure, so I was unable to do that for sure, so yeah. But on the flip side, looks like for today's episode, we're actually in for a really special treat for sure, because it looks like I'm doing another convention haul once again, so yeah, I guess pretty much if anything, it's that time of year again, since after posting my latest vlog, it's time to, of course, doing an episode on this show about all the stuff that I actually got at a convention that I was at some time ago for sure, so yeah. And of course, the convention that I'm referring to by far would definitely have to be Syracuse Collectors Con once again, so yeah. I guess it's quite obvious that if you have seen my vlog, of course, that's a convention. Yeah, it was actually a really great time, I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, it really did top pretty much last year for sure. I really enjoyed it by far. And yeah, I guess pretty much if anything, I did go through it while I was sick for sure, and my voice was going out for sure, so yeah. But it was actually a really great time for sure, and yeah, all that sort of stuff, and plus getting to actually judge the cosplay contest for sure, alongside Zircon Momotaro and CNY's Wonder Woman. That alone actually makes it all the more worth it for sure, so yeah. And of course, as I've actually mentioned, I did get a good chunk of stuff that I actually got while I was there for sure, so quite frankly, not a whole lot, I'm not gonna lie, but there are some really good stuff for sure that really got me hooked on all the way, so yeah. And of course, pretty much if anything, I'm gonna go through all of them just to see on how they turned out for sure, so yeah. You kind of get the idea for sure, so yeah, with that being said, and hopefully if I have plenty of energy in me to actually pretty much go through all of them, let's go ahead and go through all of them. Alrighty then, well, now that we finally got the introduction out of the way, we can now go ahead and go through all the stuff that I actually got for sure. And I guess for starters, we might as well start off with, of course, a few of the stuff that I actually got from the guests that were there for sure, so yeah. I guess, quite frankly, even though I was pretty much there as the cosplay judge for sure, and we actually got some good stuff, pretty much as normal for sure, it's not gonna stop me from, of course, being like every other con goer and actually buying some stuff for sure, so yeah, with that being said, let's go over the stuff I actually got from a few of the guests I actually met for sure. And I guess for starters, we might as well start off with a massive bang with, of course, this. Yeah, I guess if you couldn't tell, I think pretty much of anything, I guess this is actually a good one to start things off on for sure, so my god, I can't speak today, so yeah, if you couldn't tell, I actually got myself this really nice pretty much signed print for sure, of course, pretty much a well-known Disney character for sure, Goofy, so yeah. I guess if anything, and I guess if you couldn't tell, this was of course autographed by the, surprisingly enough, the voice of Goofy himself, Bill Farmer, so yeah. Honestly, to me, words cannot describe on how thrilled I was to actually meet Bill Farmer for sure, as I really love his portrayal of Goofy, and of course I practically grew up with pretty much him as Goofy throughout my entire life for sure. So yeah. And of course, when I actually heard that he's actually going to be attending this convention for sure, I got myself really hyped. And well, luckily enough, I did manage to get the chance to meet him for sure, and he's actually a really nice guy for sure. So yeah, and of course I did manage to get this, to which he was kind enough to autograph for me, saying, "Ben, best wishes from Bill Farmer and Goofy." So yeah. Honestly, I'm really quite thrilled by this for sure, and this is definitely one that's going on there alongside all the other stuff I got from the guests that are autographed for sure. So yeah, it was really great meeting you, Bill Farmer, and I'm really excited to see what you got next for, of course, good old Goofy right here. So yeah. And quite fitting enough, because he actually did promo a brand new documentary about the making of a Goofy movie that's currently on Disney Plus as we speak. So good timing, I guess. So yeah. But yeah, I really love this, and I'm really glad I got to meet Bill Farmer in person. So yeah. Okay, and next up, I've of course got pretty much surprisingly enough, I actually got myself this for sure. So yeah, what I actually got right here is, of course, this patch for sure, of course, the California Highway Patrol, yeah, to which, if you couldn't recall, is, of course, pretty much best known in the TV show Chips for sure. And quite fitting enough, seeing of how I did mention that show, because this was, of course, autographed by another one of the guests I actually met while I was at the convention for sure, and that being, of course, Eric Estrada. So yeah, honestly, to me, even though I never actually checked out the show Chips for sure, I knew right away that Eric Estrada is actually a really talented actor for sure, and yeah, I was lucky enough to actually meet him in person for sure, and yeah, he seems like a nice guy for sure, and yeah, I actually did get this from him, to which he was kind enough to autograph on the front and back for sure. So yeah. Yeah, I think you can kind of get the idea, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, either way, I'm really glad I got to meet Eric Estrada in person by far. He really is a nice guy by far, and yeah, I think it's what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah. Okay, and next up, I've of course got myself another pretty much got myself a small print this time, and it's of course on this. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, I think pretty much I couldn't recall, of course, what it's trying to do, but I do know this is, of course, pretty much a nicely done print and stuff based around the pretty much the ever popular video game Fallout. So yeah, honestly, to me, I think I am fully aware of Fallout for sure, as I do hear it's actually a really good game for sure, even though I never actually played it. But this print that I actually got right here is actually quite nicely done, and quite fitting enough, because this is also autographed by another one of the guests that I actually got to meet and socialize for sure, and that being, of course, Derek Lane. So yeah, I guess, quite frankly, I am really quite thrilled to actually get this one for sure, and yeah, Derek Lane is actually a really nice guy for sure, and yeah, I think it's what I can say, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, but regardless, of course, on that front, I'm really quite thrilled that I actually caught this for sure. So yeah, to Derek Lang, if you're watching this, mad props to you, bro. So yeah, but either way, I guess pretty much of anything, this is definitely going on. Oh, excuse me, so. But yeah, this is definitely going to go on there alongside the couple things I got from Bill Farmer and Eric Estraga for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah. Alrighty then, so yeah, now that I've actually got all the stuff from the guests out of the way, we can now go ahead and move on to the other things I actually got for sure. So yeah, and of course, luckily enough, it is around the time we've of course got done everything that we need to do for the cosplay contest on both days for sure. So we actually had some time to roam around the convention and just do like any other congoers at conventions would do. And luckily enough, I did manage to get some good stuff for sure. So I guess pretty much next up, I've of course got myself a brand new Blu-ray for sure. And surprisingly enough, it's on another anime that I've been wanting to get to check out and get in my hands for sure. And that being, of course, this. Yeah, I think you can kind of get the idea, of course, that front. So what I actually have here in my hands is, of course, this really nice Blu-ray copy of course, the entire first season of Food Wars. So yeah, I guess it is quite fair enough, seeing how I have seen a good number of anime shows and movies for some time. But Food Wars is definitely one that I've been wanting to check out for a long time for sure, as I heard really good things about it for sure. And well, look at where I'm at right now. I finally got the first season on Blu-ray. So yeah, I guess it's quite fair for me to actually get this, seeing how it's one that I've been wanting to check out for sure. Not because of the foodgasms in this one. Okay, a lot of it has to do with the foodgasms for sure. But regardless of course, that front, I think this is actually well worth it for me to get this one for sure. So yeah, honestly, I'm really quite thrilled, of course, that I actually got this one for sure. And yeah, pretty much containing all 24 episodes of course, this season. Yeah, I know I'm going to be in for a really nice binge watch for sure. And don't worry, I'll get to the other seasons later on once I actually complete this. So yeah, but until then, I'm really quite thrilled that I actually got this one for sure. And it's definitely going to go great adding this into, of course, my DVD and Blu-ray collection for sure. So yeah. Okay, and next up, we've, of course, well, surprisingly enough, I actually got myself this. So yeah, what I actually got here in this box is, of course, this acrylic standee for sure. Of course, good old Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. So yeah, I guess it is quite interesting that I got myself another piece of Demon Slayer merchandise for sure, as I really do love that anime for sure. So yeah, and of course, I was lucky enough to actually get this alongside the Food Wars Blu-ray copy that I actually got for sure. And boy, was it well worth it for sure, because this one, it's really going to be well worth it for sure. So yeah, maybe I think I might cover this for a future episode that I'll do later on for sure. So yeah, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But regardless of course, that front, I'm really quite thrilled that I actually got this acrylic standee for sure. So yeah. Alright, and next up, I've of course got myself, I actually got here's a little something that I actually, pretty much, that you never see me pick up that I would feature on this show. I've, of course, got myself a couple of coasters for sure. So yeah, what I actually got right here is, of course, a couple of nice anime and manga themed coasters that I actually got for sure. And And yeah, pretty much actually did get 2 of these for sure. One, of course, on good old Sailor Moon for sure, because, well, you know me, I really do love Sailor Moon, so. And, of course, this other one that I actually got is, of course, based around one of the Pokemon trading cards, that being, of course, on Charizard from Pokemon, so yeah. I actually do find it quite interesting that they would pretty much, the artist that I actually came across actually did manage to take the time to actually make these nice coasters for sure, so yeah. But I guess either way, I think that's actually a really creative idea, and I'm really impressed on how well they actually turned out for sure, so yeah. These are gonna go great for when I actually have a drink or something for sure, so yeah. Gonna be interesting to see on where I'm actually gonna put them for sure. But I know it'll actually be well worth it for sure, so yeah. Okay, and next up, yeah, looks like I actually got myself a couple of stickers for sure, so yeah, the first one I actually got is, of course, this cute and adorable sticker that I actually got on, of course, 2 good old Pikachus for sure, so yeah. And here's a little something that might be interesting to see. They're both female Pikachus holding a heart and being madly in love, so yeah, that I do find quite adorable for sure. And if that doesn't sound like the hag they would actually make cute lesbians, I don't know what will, but these are actually quite adorable, so but yeah, either way, I really do love pretty much this sticker for sure. And, well, seeing how I have been a long-time Pokemon fan, I knew I have to get this one for sure, so yeah. And to all the people who actually pretty much hate this kind of LGBTQ plus stuff that they're actually putting out for sure, well, to that, I say to every single anti-LGBTQ plus person out there, my response to you is to go fuck yourself. Yeah, that's why I can't say, of course, that front, so yeah. But yeah, needless to say, I really do love this sticker, I'm not gonna lie, and it is actually well worth it for sure, so yeah. And of course, this other one that I actually got is, of course, this lovely, lovely fairy tale sticker that I actually got, and it is quite fitting that I actually picked this one up for sure, because these were all made by pretty much the master of ceremonies who was with us during the time of the convention, Chelly Pop for sure, to which, if you have seen my vlog, of course, that's a convention, you would definitely know pretty much Chelly Pop really does pop up for sure, so yeah, I did manage to pick this one up for sure, just for the sake of it for sure, seeing how we were clearing out after so much hard work, pretty much handling the cosplay table for sure. Which I know is saying a whole lot, because I did get plenty of stickers from Chelly Pop in the past for sure. But I'm impressed, of course, how well this actually turned out for sure. So either way, it's going to go great with, of course, this Pikachu one that I actually got for sure. So, but yeah, needless to say, I really am impressed with, of course, how well these stickers actually turned out for sure. So yeah. Alright, so yeah, that would take care of course, most of the stuff I actually got for sure. Now we can go ahead and move on to the small pile that I actually got of pretty much some stuff I actually got from a few other of the vendor tables for sure that I actually came across for sure. So yeah, and I guess for a starter, so we might as well start off with this. So So yeah, what I actually got right here is, of course, this really nice magnetic pin for sure. That's, of course, given to me by, of course, Jack Attack DX. So yeah, to which, in case you actually missed out for sure, I actually did mention Jack Attack numerous times by far, and plus he's actually a really great content creator on Twitch for sure. So if you actually want to catch a live stream of him playing video games and stuff, pretty much from the past and all that sort of stuff, then Jack Attack is actually a really great guy for sure. And he is quite fitting, seeing if how I mentioned that, because yeah, since I did mention this is a magnetic pin, it is indeed magnetic for sure. So yeah, that I do find quite interesting. So let's see if I can try out with, of course, okay. A little bit crooked, but hang on. But yeah, you can definitely tell right here, yeah, it actually sticks itself on quite well for sure, like any other ping for sure. So yeah, honestly, to me, I really do like the idea of course, magnetic pins for sure, so that way you can actually avoid using the clip ones for sure, to which, don't get me wrong, they are actually really great, but I guess the tip at the end, where of course it's all pointy and stuff, does kind of hurt your fingers or your entire body if it actually pokes you for sure. So yeah, but either way, this is actually really nice, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm impressed on how well it turned out. So yeah, thank you again, Jack Attack DX, for of course this, and big shout out to you if you're watching this. So yeah. Okay, and next up, I've of course pretty much an interesting one that I actually kind of I've of course got myself pretty much a nice stack of cards for sure. So yeah, quite interesting that I actually got myself a pack of cards for sure, and these are of course done by of course pretty much by WNY Deadpool, who I actually came across for sure, and yeah, really nice guy for sure, and well, who doesn't love Deadpool for sure? So yeah, but either way, I'm actually intrigued to check out any of the cards for sure. So yeah, let's get this opened up and see what we can actually get for sure. So yeah, and yeah, I guess that's another thing too that I can give it credit for right off the bat. Yeah, these cards that I actually have on as we speak, they're actually a really great satire of course, pretty much the Pokemon cards that you would actually get. Like, of course, for stars, we've, of course, got 716 pool, which is actually quite nice. And yeah, this version of WNY Deadpool with the X-Men training shirt, which is quite nice. Oh, and this other one, of course, 716 pool, yeah, that one looks awesome. And even the trainer one that I mentioned earlier, very clever, I'm not gonna lie. So, and of course this final one, that really takes the cake, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I gotta say, either way, these cards, I'm not gonna lie, they are actually really great for sure. So yeah, honestly, I think they're really great promotional cards, I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, I'm intrigued on how well they actually turned out. So yeah, to WNY Deadpool, if you're watching this, thank you so much for the cards, and mad respects for you all the way. So yeah. All right, and of course I think I've of course got pretty much a couple of advertisements, and of course some small prints for sure. The first one being, of course, another convention, which is, of course, AnchorCon, to which I actually heard good things about that said convention. So I do hope I'll actually plan on, yeah, going to that one anytime soon. In fact, Yeah, in fact, come to think of it, hopefully if I'm not too busy, maybe I think I would actually think about going to this one for sure. And I think it's quite fitting because it looks like at the same time they do have a cosplay sunset cruise for sure on Twitch. Honestly, I think that would be quite interesting to see how it'll go for sure. I'm not really a kind of a cruise person for sure. But this one is actually really quite interesting, and I might give it a fair shot. Yeah, just a nice 2-hour cruise on the St. Lawrence River, which I do find quite nice. So, but yeah, regardless on, of course, that front, maybe I think I should actually give this convention a fair shot if I have the time for sure. So yeah. All right, and of course this other one I actually got for sure, and that being that one is of course it's pretty much on this. Yeah, I guess pretty much all it is of course pretty much a nice little small little advertisement, let alone pretty much I guess in this case pretty much a little instruction sheet that I actually got that's actually done by Protect Your Neck. So yeah, and in case you're actually quite curious, it's actually done by, of course, pretty much one person that I know of for sure, and that being, of course, pretty much DJ Silence for sure. So yeah, managed to pretty much find him for sure, and I was lucky enough to actually get this from him for sure, and well, pretty much all it is of course pretty much just the 5 tips for protecting your neck for sure, to which, yeah, pretty much all it is containing, of course, pretty much step 1, avoid direct sunlight. Step 2, use acid-free materials. Step 3, avoid placing art near plants. Step 4, clean frames regularly but carefully. And step 5, rotate displayed art. Yeah, that's actually all you need to know for sure. So yeah, I think it's what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, big shout out to Protect Your Neck if they're watching this for sure, and definitely go check them out. So yeah. Okay, and of course these next ones I actually got on. Yeah, I actually got myself quite a few business cards from a few of the other people running the pretty much the cosplay table alongside me for sure. So yeah, and that being, of course, pretty much Zircon Momotaru, yeah, to which I did have several run-ins with him, and yeah, pretty much if you have seen my vlog, of course, that's a convention, you would definitely know that we actually did have a good time for sure. So yeah, big shout out to you, Zircon, if you're watching this. So yeah. And of course, this other one that I actually got from the Master of Ceremonies, pretty much Chili Pop for sure. So yeah, honestly, I guess Chili Pop doesn't need any introduction for sure. Really great cosplayer, and another great one that we got to hang around with while we're busy doing our thing for sure. So yeah, and of course, speaking of Chili Pop, big shout out to you. I also pretty much got this other business card for sure. For, of course, a little, pretty much a little event that's done by the Oracle Experience called Mirth and Mischief. So yeah, that I do find quite interesting, and yeah, I guess pretty much the card itself actually really does showcase, of course, what it needs to do, and plus it actually does have a really nice discount code for sure if you ever plan on getting tickets. So yeah, big mad respect for you, Chili Pop, and big shout out to you if you're watching this for sure. So yeah. All right, and next up, I've of course got this small card, as you can see here on, that being of course on pretty much on this superhero called Alpha Red. So yeah, oddly enough, this was of course given to me by of course one of the artists that I actually came across a good number of times, and had several run-ins with James Nguyen. So yeah, I was really quite thrilled that I actually got this one for sure, and I'm really impressed on, of course, how well it turned out. So yeah, to James Nguyen, if you're watching this, thank you so much for this, and big shout out to you. So yeah. All right, and of course, next up, I've of course got myself pretty much not just this business card, but also a sticker as well, and that being, of course, on these two. So yeah, what I actually got right here is, of course, a sticker and, of course, a business card right here, pretty much from, of course, off the cuff Tom, to which, yeah, I actually do find quite interesting for sure, and I think I might have actually met him before at pretty much some other cons or events that I've actually been to prior for sure. So yeah, but regardless on that, I'm really glad that I actually got this one for sure. So yeah, to off the cuff Tom, if you're watching this, thank you so much, and a big shout out to you for this. So yeah. Alright, and last but certainly not the least, seeing how I did mention Zircon Momotaro, I did mention, aside from, of course, their business card that I actually picked up, I also got pretty much this nice little pamphlet for sure. So yeah, the best way I can actually describe this one is, of course, this is actually a really nice pamphlet that I actually got right here, that actually discusses about everything revolving around cosplay for sure. So yeah, oddly enough, I think I really do I do find this quite amazing for sure, and the way Zircon has actually organized this entire pamphlet all together, it really is quite nice. So yeah, all it is, of course, pretty much seeing how it does revolve around cosplay for sure. It actually goes into the history, of course, pretty much cosplay, of course, on this side. But when you open it up and turn it all the way around, you can definitely see that it would give you tips and tricks, of course, pretty much everything that you need to do if you do want to go into a cosplay for sure, to which I do find quite fascinating for sure. So yeah, I definitely know this is definitely pretty much definitely gonna be put into a good use for sure. And I know I'm definitely gonna keep it around for sure. So yeah, and again, see how pretty much me and Zircon alongside Chili Pub and CNY's Wonder Woman we're handling the cosplay contest for sure. This is actually really great for sure. So yeah, and like I said, big shout out to you, Zircon, for of course the pamphlet for sure. It was really great hanging around with you while we were busy doing our thing for sure. So yeah, and I guess that would beg the ultimate question: will I ever run into a Zircon Momotaro once again? Actually, yeah, I would. Maybe I think maybe for the next convention that I'll actually go to, where I know they'll actually be there. Or quite frankly, I guess pretty much for if we ever do a cosplay and photo shoot, yeah, pretty much a cosplay video and photo shoot together, to which we have yet to actually get one going, so we'll have to wait and see. Or maybe just in general for sure, maybe like pretty much something for a future video for sure regarding this subject matter. Or maybe anything else in general for sure, but we'll definitely have to wait and see on that. But for now, I'm really quite thrilled that I actually got this one for sure. So yeah. Alrighty then, well, looks like I finally got those out of the way, but trust me, I've actually saved the pretty much the best ones for last for sure. So yeah, and trust me when I say I think it's actually well worth it for sure. So yeah, and I guess pretty much if anything, I've of course got myself this wonderful badge as we speak for sure, to which To which, yeah, I guess seeing how I did confirm that I would be one of the judges of course, the cosplay contest, we were actually giving these badges for sure to really showcase that. And yeah, you can definitely see right here with the artwork and everything. It really does show for sure. And yeah, honestly, I'm really quite amazed, of course, all that. And yeah, I guess we were really, yeah, I guess it is really awesome to see this giving to us for sure. And yeah, and I guess I'll give credit for Lynn Lake and everyone organizing the convention for actually giving us that for sure. So yeah, we didn't have to worry about buying a ticket ourselves to get into the convention. They already have these set up for us for sure. So yeah, I say it's actually really quite nice for sure. And yeah, and I guess pretty much on top of doing everything we normally do, pretty much handling our cosplay table and running the cosplay contest. And of course, right around afterwards, get to roam around at the convention as we normally do, which I do find really quite fascinating for sure. So yeah. But there are plenty of other stuff that we actually did that we actually got ourselves treated for hands down. Like, of course, probably one thing that I was really impressed by is, of course, well, we were given some really nice food vouchers for sure, to which pretty much all it is, of course, we pretty much sign our name pretty much onto a little piece of paper, and of course, give it to, of course, the people running the cafe and stuff. That was, of course, there at the convention for sure. So we didn't have to worry about paying for the food ourselves for sure. The convention would actually do it for us. We just give the food voucher to, of course, the person at the cash register at the cafe. That's like attached to the Center of Progress building at the time for sure. And yeah, they would just staple the receipt that had pretty much onto the food voucher, and they'll keep it on standby. And yeah, like I said, we didn't have to pay for the food ourselves. The convention would do that for us. So yeah, that alone is, of course, what I do find quite amazing for sure. So, but I'm sure I could go on and on, of course, other things, hands down. But that's to name me a few for sure. So, but yeah, regardless of course, that front, I'm really quite thrilled on this badge for sure that I actually got. And yeah, it was actually well worth it in the end for sure. But it's not just that. Oh, no. There's another thing that I actually got alongside this badge for sure. I also got this wonderful t-shirt as we speak. So yeah, I guess you know me. I guess pretty much when it comes to clothing and stuff, to which I'm not really a big fan of for sure. The kind of clothing that I actually really love is, of course, anything from, of course, from pop culture to, of course, conventions or events that I would actually go to, and that's to name me a few for sure. So yeah, and of course, Lynn Lake was, of course, kind enough to give this to me alongside some shirts that were given to Chelly Pub and Zircon as well, to which, yeah, I do find it to be a really great treat for sure. And yeah, I guess from the looks of it, from the artwork and stuff, I'm really impressed on how it actually turned out. So yeah, I guess it is quite fitting enough that I would actually get this one for sure. And yeah, big thanks to Lynn Lake for, of course, providing these shirts for us for sure. I think they're going to go great alongside all the other shirts that I actually got for sure. So yeah. And so yeah, I guess with all that said and done, that's pretty much everything that I need to go through with, of course, all the stuff I actually got at Syracuse Collectors Con this year. So So yeah, I guess overall, I had a really great time at this year's SCC by far, and yeah, I guess with everything that I've actually done, I think this year, I definitely do think it's actually as great as, of course, last year for sure, to which, yeah, I guess last year was a ton of fun for sure, getting to do what I do normally, and even being part of the cosplay panel by far for sure. But this, I will have to say, is of course a massive step up compared to last year for sure. And yeah, I guess with everything that I've actually done during my time there this past weekend, I am really happy with, of course, pretty much what we actually did, and I'm really proud of course, what we've actually done for sure. Like, of course, I couldn't help but thank Lynn Lake for actually giving me the opportunity to actually pretty much be one of the judges for the cosplay contest, to which, thankfully, I've updated my media kit, to which I can now officially be considered a judge for sure, so yeah, that is actually really awesome for sure, so yeah, I do have Lynn Lake to thank for this incredible opportunity. I would really love to do it again anytime soon, so yeah, and of course everyone at Syracuse Collectors Con for organizing this event, which actually turned out great. And of course a big thanks to, of course, Chelly Pub, Zircon Momotaro, and Scene-Wise Wonder Woman for, of course, all the hard-working effort and, of course, organizing this whole cosplay contest that we actually did for sure. And big, massive shout-out to all the cosplayers that had decided to enter for sure. You all did great. And yeah, that's just to name me a few for sure, so yeah, either way, I am really quite happy with how well this year's Syracuse Collectors Con actually turned out. And you bet I'm definitely going to be coming back next year for sure to see on what they're going to provide for sure. So yeah, we'll definitely have to wait and see, of course, on that front. But for now, yeah, this year's Syracuse Collectors Con was a really great time, and I can't wait to come back next year. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode of What the Pickup, and by all means, let me know down in the comments down below on what you thought of this episode for sure. I would love to know on what you guys think. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode, and well, I guess pretty much, quite obviously, I guess I have recovered from, of course, being sick for sure, so hopefully I'll be 100% for sure, and yeah, I guess with, of course, my voice as of now, I've still got a long ways to go for it to fully recover for sure, but it will be back to normal for sure, just to see on what will go down for sure. So yeah, but we'll definitely know later on down the road for sure. So yeah, but I guess until then, and right up until I'll talk about another item that I'll actually talk about in the next episode for sure, all I can say as normal is thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.
Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/AckleyTackTV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is AckleyTack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, Ackley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyTACTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.